Have you ever said, if I can just get the kitchen stocked and organized, I can make anything for dinner and meal planning will be a breeze? Yeah, I used to say that too, and I'm here to tell you that's not the case. So, welcome to today's video. We are talking about the third mistake in this new little mini series I am calling Mistakes You Are Most Likely Making with Your Meal Plan. This is number 3, and it is overbuying ingredients. So let's talk about that for a minute. So, first, what does overbuying ingredients even look like? It looks like buying things just because they're on sale, maybe, or walking through the aisles with this looks good, or we could use that, or you're getting inspiration at the grocery store to put things on your meal plan for the week. And that doesn't always work. I was definitely guilty of that for a very long time where I would just pick up all things. Oh, look at mushrooms. I can make chicken marsala. Ooh, eggplant. I can make eggplant parmesan. Ooh, the potatoes. Oh, I could make mashed potatoes. Blah, blah, blah. And before I know it, I get home and I have way more than 7 dinners full of food, and most of it was going to go bad. So that's another thing it looks like. It looks like lots of food waste. Maybe you are guilty of this, or maybe this just happens to you a lot where you end up throwing out a lot of food, whether it's leftovers or just too much food, or buying produce and having it and it goes bad before you can actually use it. Okay. Or maybe you think more is more. And if we can just blank, stock the pantry, make a million freezer meals, organize things in cute little containers, we can do all those things, then dinner time will be a breeze. And unfortunately, more is not more. You know the saying, less is more. The saying more is more is actually, I'm pretty sure my family came up with that because my mom and my aunt still to this day, if they're making any types of food for any type of holiday or gathering, it is, well, more is more. Like literally that phrase will come out somewhere. Um, but anyway, if you continue this pattern of just kind of flying by the seat of your pants or grabbing things when you want them, we just continue to waste money and waste food, right? But the main thing that having too many ingredients in our kitchen does for us is it allows us to continue to be overwhelmed when it's time to make dinner because there's just too many choices. It's kind of like when you have an important event coming up and you need to choose an outfit for it. So you go into your closet and you're like, I'm going to wear something different. I'm going to wear something that I haven't worn before, um, something that makes me feel great, all of those things. And we go into our closet, we try on a million different things, throw them all the options on the bed. You don't like this, you don't like that together. Oh, you don't have a pair of shoes that goes with this. Oh, if only you had a white shirt, that would look better with a white shirt than it does with the tan shirt. All the different things. And what happens? We end up going back to one of the first 3 things we tried on, and it's probably because it's something that we feel comfortable in, we've worn it before, we know it works. And we do the same thing in our kitchen. But we open up our pantry or our fridge or our freezer, and there's too many options there. So then we either close it or we're like, oh, well, you know what? I'll use that can of stewed tomatoes or, can of whatever in another recipe. I'm going to make this because I know this works and I know my family will eat it. And there's nothing wrong with that, but I want you to feel less overwhelmed. Like there's nothing wrong with making things you know your family's going to eat, obviously. But if you're wanting to try new things or even just make meal planning easier, then we're going to have to do things a little bit differently. So the first 2 videos in this mini series are 1, why you shouldn't be weekly meal planning, and I'll put that here, and 2, why you shouldn't be using a dinner-based meal plan and why you should be moving over to an ingredient-based meal plan. I'll put that here. And this one is why you shouldn't be overbuying your ingredients and how to fix that. So when you wrap all these up together, we're going to make you a really good streamlined meal plan using the ingredients first. But if you're using too many ingredients, that's a problem, and it's going to make it harder for you to get what you need and know that you have what you need. So when we stop this more is more roller coaster of ingredients that we have in the house, you won't be overwhelmed at dinner time, like I said. Your family will be eating and loving what's being made because you're basing it on what they already love to eat. Okay, we're not going off and choosing a million different things and hoping that everyone likes it. Uh, you'll also know that you have the ingredients you need and you know what to make with those ingredients when we have this ingredient based meal plan and we stop stocking our pantry and our fridge and our freezer like a grocery store. We also stop wasting food and feel more accomplished because we're sticking to our budget or just sticking to our plan in the first place. So I want to challenge you to see if you can list out the ingredients that your family loves currently. And this is the basis of my capsule pantry method, which I will link at the end of this video if you want to watch that next. The capsule pantry method is just a minimalistic way of meal planning where you're saying, like picture a capsule just like a box. You're saying what ingredients are going in that capsule, what dinners are going in that capsule, and how long am I going to use them for? I say use them for an entire season. Okay, so capsule pantry, just like a capsule wardrobe, if you've ever heard that term, you have a limited amount of ingredients, things that mix and match well together, and therefore you have the dinners already, you have dinner ideas already planned out, and you use it for an entire season. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking that gets boring. We're going to be eating the same things over and over again, but I'm going to challenge you, no, it's not. Because you're probably already making a lot of the same things over and over again. And the new ideas that you're trying that are so far out there from what you're currently eating because you want to try variety are not landing with your family and you're not eating them. So you end up eating the same thing over and over again anyway when you're trying to do the opposite. So also there's a good number there where if you can make about 35 dinner ideas on this plan, it's like master list. If you can get about 35 on that plan, you won't be repeating that often because there's only 30 days in a month, 28 to 31 days in a month. You're probably not cooking every single night, and you can mix it up a little bit. I've got lots of ways to mix things up. Like it doesn't, just because you have tacos on the meal plan doesn't mean you have to serve them the same way every week. You could maybe mix them up because you're going to just switch out the ground beef for chicken or shrimp. Or maybe you're going to make it into a casserole or a soup or a pizza instead of actual tacos. Or maybe you're just going to put them in a pan and they're going to be quesadillas. So you can mix things up and use the same ingredients and use a repeatable meal plan, and everyone will be happy. So when you're using this capsule pantry or minimalistic method or just an ingredient first meal plan and you put it in this box, you can easily get dinner on the table. Okay, so back to what I want you to do. I want you to come up with those ingredients first. Make a list. If you need to like literally open the doors in your kitchen and list out what is there that you eat on a regular basis, or if you need to pull out an old grocery list, or if you just pull out some of your favorite dinner ideas maybe and see what ingredients repeat, I want you to try and narrow those down to about 35. 35 total. Now we're not including like broth and salt and pepper and flour, like basic pantry staples. We're just including all the other ingredients. Even if you think canned tomatoes is a pantry staple. That's not what I mean. I just mean like the actual basis. Spices, broths, flours, sugar, like those kinds of things. Those don't count. 35, try to limit your main ingredients. So typically meats, if you are a meat eater household, or if you're a vegetarian, then whatever your like main ingredient would be, try to limit those to about 4. They're going to be the stars of the show, and then everything else is going to be the supporting roles. Okay. So once you have that list, then I want you to see, like, okay, well, what kind of dinner ideas do I have that will go with these ingredients? Now, if you got your ingredient list from your family's favorite dinner ideas, then you already have that. Maybe you just need to come up with a few more to get 30 to 35 on that list to repeat. Now, there's a lot more that goes into creating an actual capsule pantry. I'm just giving you an overview. And the point of this video is to kind of make you rethink doing meal planning the way that you've always been doing it. That's why I did this little mini series of the mistakes you're making, and let's change it a little bit. Let's stop meal planning every week. Let's stop saying what's for dinner this week and starting at 0 with our meal plan. And let's start buying fewer ingredients so that we can have less stress every day. How many decisions do we make when it comes to food, snacks? Do we have this ingredient? What's for dinner? What's for lunch? What's for breakfast? Do I have time to make that? Oh, what are we, but we have to be out the door before that. Like all of those things, let's streamline, because I 1000% believe that if you can get a handle on your meal plan, you can get a handle on your day-to-day life. Okay. So go watch the rest of this mini series. Go watch the capsule pantry videos. I will link them here and below, and enjoy. Have a great day.